コリコリニコピコニコピコニコピコニコピコ
happened? Fuck.
Hey, sorry, but you just got in my way. I promise, honey, I can feel your pain. And maybe I enjoy it just a little bit. Does that make me insane? Haven't been the same since I expired. Doesn't mean that I plan to retire. And now I have the power to bathe all of you in entertaining
Just yeah. They got his ass. They got his ass.
Good job.
Because I forgot that since the last time I started streaming. There we go.
Shit.
Hi everybody and welcome. We're starting now. I apologize.
Welcome to
Scuff.
Funding Shit.
Yup. Anyway, hello, welcome. We're going to be doing an actual play of Star Trek Adventure 2nd Edition. This is going to be new for me and new for everybody else here. Yeah, actually, reminding me, my brain, I love it when it reminds me of things that I need to do and then forget and then reminds me 10 minutes later. Anyway, but yes, hi everybody. Let me get this one last thing done. Then,
Perfect.
chat command.
Oh, bells. I got you a sound.
I'm a doctor, not a mechanic.
Wow.
I'm the mechanic. It's like Jenny's the mechanic. Shavas is the doctor.
They call me Mr. Dr. Mechanic.
Mechanic. Yeah, if only Jenny could give him mechanic expertise to you, then you could be a doctor and a mechanic.
But this working. Exclamation mark chat command. It's
That
just
just
a
shows Tavani's the only one with long hair.
huh?
4 females on this crew, and only one of us has long hair.
Yup. Though
It's
to be
just me.
fair, you are the only player characters that are in. Yeah, they're the NPCs that I made that are quote unquote like bridge characters. There's at least one male in that.
Hey, Mumbles, I just
Girl
realized.
power.
Mumbles, I just realized why am I forearm so massive? Why are they so? I got fucking ham roasts for
Yeah.
forearms about. I kind of want to use it just because I
Yeah.
can.
Okay, and then
You're on the Fleet volleyball team. You're doing great.
If I need a jar opened, I don't run to Tavash. I just Tavani.
It's me. I'm the buff one.
Yeah.
second while I get music playing in the background, but loud enough so the stream can hear it, but not loud enough that I can hear it. There we go. All right, everybody. So we're officially starting now. This is the yay, we're starting.
Wow.
Let's close out.
No one look at my character. I wish we could change.
So, you all are in a very unique position because all of you have just graduated from the academy. You are
Woohoo.
academy graduates. Brand new.
It's about time. That took forever.
Yes, it has. It has been, I think, the longest one here would probably have been Bells' character, who's probably been there for about 4 years. I think. I don't know what Bells is. I haven't actually read a lot of your guys' backstories, but typically, if you're going through the medical field, you are actually there for both, like, normal school and medical school, so you tend to be there longer than your companions. So yeah, you are, like I said, brand new graduates. You have just got done hearing a speech from... One second, I forgot to pull this up because I'm a dumbass.
Fine. At some point, you can roll us into us introducing our characters to chat too.
Correct. See. It is. What the fiddlesticks? Why is my brain currently lapsing? I hate it when it does that.
It's because it's Sunday night.
True.
Sunday night and then that's working.
Massive arms.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm dying over here, man.
It's all good.
Oh, these bowling pins.
Mine fucking ham
found
goes
it.
into it.
I found what I was looking for.
Just please don't put that on
Alright.
Roll 22.
Alright, so
I'm telling you, but he hasn't noticed yet.
alright, calm down. So the year is 2409. And as I said, you had just got done getting your celebratory or what is it called? Commencement. Yeah, commencement speech
You will.
for graduating from the academy from one of the. Well, some people have differing opinions on him, but some say he's one of Starfleet's best admirals. And at one point, one of Starfleet's best captains. You have just received your commencement speech from Jean-Luc Picard. Admiral Jean-Luc Picard. Congratulating you all for being wonderful members of Starfleet. Probably side-eyeing Tavani a little bit, because he knows you, Tavani. He knows you.
He's a troublemaker.
Yeah.
I thought it was about the fucking hams smuggled in my Lord Iron Slayer's bro.
But yes, so, skipping forward a little bit, you have all been assigned to, well, it's a temporary assignment. You are temporarily assigned to the USS Dentalian. Your, well, some of you have been temporarily assigned to the USS Dentalian, while you all hitch a ride out to Starbase 12. In Roll20, if you look under PDFs, there's actually a map that you can load up. If you hit once everything loads up, if you hit the little 3 vertical lines, it'll make the little thing on the left side disappear. But the point that I'm trying to make is that practically in the middle of the map, there is Sol, which is Earth. This is where you guys currently are. To the southeast. Yeah, southeast, past Vulcan, there is Starbase 12. That is where you guys are heading to. So that most of you, other than Jenny, you are one of the few people, you're one of the only bridge crew, well, yeah, you're engineering, you're chief engineer, so you are one of the only bridge crew who is actually going to be staying on the ship. The rest of you are this is all a temporary assignment, not supposed to last longer than 24 hours. As you hitch a ride to, like I said, to Starbase 12. Yeah, the USS Dentalian is a brand new, freshly made, right out of the, they're called dry docks? Yeah, right out of the dry dock ship. No one has ever piloted her before. The only people who have ever been, quote unquote, on the ship are those who were quite literally building the ship. You all are going to be a part of the first crew to pilot her. If I said, if only for 24 hours. While she heads to Starbase 12 to unload those who are not going to be permanently assigned to her, and while you guys transfer off to your actual permanently assigned posts. All walk. Not walking. As you are all on this ship, the captain of the ship, one Jonathan Lucas, has asked for the bridge crew to meet him in his ready room. Jenny, you are the only one who really knows where you're going, so we'll introduce you first.
Okay.
You are the first one to walk into the ready room. Describe to chat and everyone else what you currently see, or what they currently see.
Well, they have the image, so they know kind of what Jenny looks like. But she is a true junior lieutenant who spends most of her time with engineering things. She likes experiments and like basically engines and mechanical parts better than she likes people most times. She was raised on a starbase, so she kind of has an idea of what starbases operate like, and was always like fascinated with the ships that she went through. She does not have, as a Trill, she does not have the fancy like friend to go along and give her knowledge. But you know, she has a family that's very supportive in what she does, and that's what she does, is engineering things.
All right.
If you know Firefly at all, think Kaylee from Firefly, but just not as personable because I'm not a screenwriter.
All right. So the next person that we'll say walks through the door, and currently in my line here, Luke, your character is the next one to walk through the ready room.
Perfect. I'm just going to test my mic real quick, 'cause sometimes I can be a little bit low.
Oh, you are fine. Very fine.
Cool. Alrighty. My name's Kyber. I am an Orion. My character is a kind of a essentially sorry, I don't know which way to start first. Or to give background or not, but my character is a little stern at times. She is from a colony out on, I believe it was Regal 10, in the Alpha Quadrant, and then moved over to study at the academy in San Fran. Originally started as on a different track, but then decided to change over to the commander track, so it kind of took her a little bit longer to get through the education at the academy. She's about general normal height for Orion, about 5'11" or so, 21 years old. Kind of controlled, messy hair for the most part. You can almost kind of think of Major from Ghost in the Shell as kind of her hairstyle. So I walk in the room with a pretty controlled expression on my face, not to give any indication of my current state.
Alrighty.
Captain.
So your captain, he is a male. He was sitting. Jenny, when you walked in, you know him. You and him have actually interacted before, Jenny. He just motions for you to sit down. But Kyber, when you walk in, he stands and says, Kyber, please come sit down. I've heard a lot about you from your instructors.
I give the salute
Mm.
as I see him stand, or appropriate
Yeah.
salute. Yes, Captain. I look over at Jenny for a moment to get a basic read on her, and then I
She hides nothing. She hides nothing. She's just happy to be here.
I walk over gently and sit down in front of the captain.
Yeah, so, actually, you know what? I'll describe the captain once everybody else has been introduced, just so I'm not breaking anything. Bells, you are next on the list. You walk in.
Tavash is a very prim and proper person and tries to keep everything in order. He's just over 6 feet. He's got a long braid for his hair going down his back, goes about halfway down. And as he enters, the first thing he looks for is his sister. Upon not seeing her in the room, he lets out a slight sigh and quickly takes a seat.
Hold on, just as you're about to take your, well, actually, as you like sigh in the doorway, bumping into the back of you is Tavani Crane, your character.
You want me to say what I'm doing, or you want me to describe the character?
A little of both.
Okay. No, Tavani is probably like a head taller than Tavash as he walks up behind him. She is a female Orion. Who is mostly good at security, I guess, and engineering. That's why I do pretty much everything Tavash can't do. Like the opposites of each other. Tavash is good at medicine. I'm good at making people need medicine and fixing non-human things. He's just bump in the back of him and be like, "Oh, there you are, little brother. How you doing? Thought you could escape me, huh?"
Take your seat already.
Okay. Just pat top his head. Fine, I'll sit down.
Alright. So, last to walk in is Mumbles. Your character walks in.
Hi,
Gotta
my
save
name
the-
is Zadia Faye.
Sorry, I was gonna say, gotta save the best for last.
Thank you. My name is Zadia Faye, 27-year-old Betazoid, raised on my homeworld Beta Z. I'm currently a junior lieutenant. I've been told I'm a friendly sort. Please, what's the word? Please know that I can be a little bit brash, and all I can really say is like I'm as truthful as you can come.
Alright, so something I want to ask. As Zeta, as you walk into this room, if I remember correctly, do you have the telepathic or empathic trait? I can't remember. Telepathic. Alright, so what is currently on everybody's thoughts as Zeta can hear them currently? And she does not have a choice of not hearing them.
Oh Lord.
Yep.
Would you like an order?
So we'll go with Kyber. What is currently on your mind? This is, of course, this is
Kyber
just surface
is-
thoughts. You don't have to give like a whole.
Oh yeah. Kyber's surprised that there is more Orions in this room. I'm pretty sure these are most of the Orions that were in the graduating class.
All in one place. Stick them together.
Kyber does remember Tavani in a few of their basic combat training courses, and is kind of, and after seeing, I guess, the crew in the room, feeling a little stirred,
Alright.
but doesn't show it.
There definitely are a lot of Orions in this room right now. I nice to meet y'all.
I was gonna say, Zeta says that as she's like sitting down.
I give. It's Zeta, right?
Zadia.
Zadia, sorry.
I give Zadia a little nod. And I'm just and you can think, oh man, I hope she can't read my mind.
Yes. Yes, I can.
so-
I'm sorry.
So I think to myself, just if you could not right now. To myself. If you just could not.
So
Give me 5. Sorry.
Avish, what's currently on your mind as Zeta is like actively admitting that she can read people's minds?
So Vosh is currently kind of side-eyeing Kyber, wondering if he should worry about Kyber's potential pheromones and issues that might arise.
I just
Oh boy.
I lock eyes with you, and I just kind of roll my eyes a little bit.
You know that Tavash does flinch a bit when you look at him.
I just like check you and buck you. What? No, I just roll my eyes kind of a little bit. Now knowing, because we now know that they're both twins, right? Are you twins or just siblings?
Just siblings.
Okay.
The Tavani is older than I am.
Okay.
By like what, 2 minutes? Like what, 2 minutes? I don't know how.
No,
old the
I
puppy
thought
is.
we settled earlier that you were quite a bit older, or at least a year.
Okay, maybe I'm a year older. No one pays attention to the Fugi. I modified my Fugi.
The yeah, I just kind of like slightly roll my eyes, but then I stop because I realize that's a little rude in front of the captain.
Alright. Jenny, what is currently on your mind as this has all been unfolding in front of you?
So her initial frontal thoughts are like, oh yeah, these people seem like interesting, maybe fun. Her background thoughts, which might be what a lot more Rosadia is seeing, are things like advanced plans for like the different engine parts she plans on fixing or changing out. It's just like it's all blueprints, and it's things that like if you don't have any engineering training, you have no idea how to read it. Cause that's what her background thoughts are on, and she's like, I want to go back and fix this. That part that'll work great with a little bit of duct tape. I just need to do that.
Huh.
Alright.
Neat.
And
Anyways.
lastly, Tavani, what is currently on your mind?
I imagine I'm looking over at Jenny and I think she seems interesting because she's an engineer. What's engineering tracked?
Does
Yes.
Savani have a crush already?
That's
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm sitting
Not
there
yet.
with my hand on my
Not yet.
on my chin, just
Not
like,
yet.
oh,
Maybe.
You're just writing all this down on a piece of paper.
Oh.
Just write down
Mental notebook.
Tavani plus Jenny in a height or something.
Alright.
kick my feet in the chair a little bit.
The next
I'm probably
person.
also thinking, Tavani better be good. I'm watching him.
Oh,
Wonderful. Ah, what a great
Okay,
group.
I mislabeled the.
Oh.
Fine.
Fun day.
Well, he didn't mislabel the characters on screen, just mislabeled other
No.
things on his notes.
Correct.
Mhm.
Oh no! Apparently I
Every time
didn't.
speak, I flex.
Yeah. Yes, that is funny. Okay, so the next
I'm proud of
person
myself.
that you walk in, you all recognize him. It is a him. It is. You have to remember, all of you guys have just graduated from the academy together, so you all know each other by reputation, if not by face. And you recognize this man as Devoni Nostrum. Or Nostrun, technically. No, it is Rum. Haha! I think. I'm bad with pronouncing names, so if I pronounce something wrong, please correct me. I will post this in character, and then I will post it on screen so that everybody can see him. He is a Betazoid, just like Zadia.
Dude, fucking knocked that spelling out. Hell yeah.
You know he is the well, you know him to be a astro navigator. He technically, if you want to get technical, he went through, I think it's the no, not command. Well, he's wearing a gold shirt. We'll say he went through command. He went through the command track, though he is not. Obviously, he's not a command. He does navigation.
You gotta get him up on screen for people when you get a chance.
Yep, that's what I'm getting to. I forgot to make the thingy that lets me quickly. So I'm quickly doing it. There we go. Here. So this is Devoni Nostrum. Or Devoni. Yeah, Devoni Nostrum. Anyway. He, as I said, he walks in. First thing he does is salute the captain and the rest of you. You all know, it's just for reference, just so going forward, you all know that Kyber is the XO of the ship. And then, following after him is a woman that you recognize. I get her. Oh, I didn't download her picture. It should be noted, everybody, that I did use AI art to generate all this, so please don't come after me. I'm not an artist.
It's okay.
Alright, so the next woman who comes in is also a Betazoid.
Hi.
But she is wearing the white of she's wearing the white of medical. As this is your you would recognize her, Luke, because your character was kind of given like a quick read up as you were, like a quick read up of who all would have been on the ship and what their, well, the bridge officers and what their positions would have been.
Okay.
This is the ship's counselor. Once I remember how to spell, because I can't spell counselor. Ah, thank you. This is Lemestra Nostrum. You would know that this is Devoni's wife.
You gave us a pretty boy, then immediately married him off.
Yep.
Yeah, real rude.
But yes, so this is
All of you who thought
everybody on
he wasn't
stream.
straight, bias.
Hey, I mean, you never know.
You never know.
Anyway, so everybody on stream, this is Lemestra. Yeah, Lemestra. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But like I said, pronunciations are gonna be fucked for me. It's Aaron. They're all gay. No, that's not true, Crimson. Anyway,
They're all gay.
so the again, she gives you all more of a bow, like a Japanese style bow of respect, and it's specifically towards the captain. But she will also actually bow to you, Luke, as you are technically all of you are her senior officers. If you want to get particular, she's only the counselor of the ship, but she.
Since I read up, do I know a bit of that background enough to be able to bow back or salute back? And
You would know that she was both her and Devoni were both raised on Betazoid, but Lemestra does have. She picked up. In her file it says she has a quirk of, and a well, not just a quirk. She has a deep appreciation for Japanese culture. So it is. So she does bow to people instead of saluting, and it is in like her file that she is allowed to do this as a
I'd
cultural
give her a
thing.
normal. I'll just give a normal salute.
All right. The next person to walk in is your pilot. Ow. Leg. It is another woman. Her name is Linara Nala. She is a human.
Oh, finally, there's a human. We had everyone eventually.
I was about to say, your captain's a human too.
We don't have a photo of the captain, so you know.
I'm just gonna put on. She
If there's no photo, it doesn't count.
True, I do not have a photo of the captain. But this is Linara Nala. Let me get it uploaded on. There we go. So this is Linara Nala, as I have repeated a couple times now. A very beautiful woman. She gives you all like a two-fingered salute. And it appears the captain is very laid back, as that is not the typical salute that you give to people. He just kind of chuckles to himself and motions for her to sit. Lastly, the person who walks in will be the ship's tactical officer. And I'm going to fuck this pronunciation. I apologize. And she actually would introduce herself because... Actually, I'm sorry. They would all be introducing themselves to those of you who do not know them. Just trying to get everything in so it's not... when this one walks in, she is a... she appears to be Andorian. I think that's the correct race that I'm trying to... Hold on one second. Let me double look at my races here. Yes, she is an Andorian. That's what the little things on her head are supposed to be, but the generator didn't like me trying to put antenna on her, so... but she introduces herself as Viesia Sujara? But she says, you can all just call me Vanessa. It seems to be easier for everyone. And she gives a proper salute. And sits down.
Zadia's getting the weirdest vibes from Tavani right now.
I sink into my chair a little bit.
Oh no.
So, once everybody is in their seat and has been introduced, the captain once again, well, he's actually been standing this entire time. He
That's
sits.
a terrible choice.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, he would. It seemed for in his, admittedly, in his head, it's easy. Well, in my head, it would be easier just for him to stand the entire time while everybody's filtering in, so that he doesn't have to sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand
Well,
up.
they all have to filter in and salute him and move on.
Yeah, exactly. So he once again sits and kind of is like, oh fuck, I hate standing for so long. Anyway, welcome all of you. You are Bridge Crew Plus, as he kind of motions over towards the counselor of the ship. I want to introduce you all and to tell you all, while it is going to be a short time with you, I'm sure that while my time is short with you, it will be a very fun time. For those of you who do not know, Jenny, our chief of engineering here, is one of the few people who are going to be permanent assignment. If you have any questions about the ship, go to her. I'm still learning how to work the engines. As he kind of chuckles.
It's my baby and I know everything.
Correct. But yes, I don't expect everybody, or sorry, you'd say, I don't expect there to be any troubles between going from Dry Dock to Starbase 12, but I do expect a little bit of professionalism just so that we can give, Starfleet the air of majesty that this great ship requires, as he's very being overly dramatic.
First of its kind, is that right?
Correct. So, I know that some, fresh recruits like to, draw on the walls and, make a starship feel lived in. Fortunately, I can't allow you to do that right now,
I look over at Tavani.
Tavash is also looking at Avani.
What did Tavani do, bro?
Jenny just sees everyone else looking at Tavani and decides to also look at Tavani.
It's not my fault. There's a lot of knives in my quarters. Leave me alone.
You're not the only one with a predilection for blades, sister.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone looks at me. I just roll my eyes.
But yes, so let's everybody go get into their positions and familiarize. Yeah, sorry, Aaron's trying to remember words here. Get into your positions, familiarize yourself, just so you look professional. And we'll be leaving in about 30 minutes.
Sounds good, Captain.
All right.
Hey, Fonda, can you give me a minute to restart my computer? It's lagging a little bit. Not lagging, but as I mouse over things, it's taking a second to.
No problem, great.
It's there.
Go right ahead.
1 minute. I want SSD.
Admittedly, Tavani's character, or Crane's character, is not super important to the next scene that's coming up, so we will just move on a little bit. So we'll just say that Tavani's character takes her position on the bridge. As you are leaving Tavish, you Betazoid counselor, whose name I'm currently forgetting because that's how bad I am, Lamostra kind of stops you and she says, Chief, sorry, I don't mean to bother you.
Mm-hmm. Yes?
We're good heck, that's funny. She says, I know that our time on the ship is going to be short, but in the off chance that we get transferred to the same ship, it's good working with you. As she like sticks out a hand.
Savak will take her hand. Yes, yes. It should be an interesting journey.
She gives you like a very vibrant smile. Now, I have a question. How is Tavish? What is Tavish's current mood? Like, what is his current feelings? Because this is a Betazoid, but unlike our Betazoid player character, Betazoid has the she's an empath. So, what is your character currently feeling?
Savash is anxious for a number of reasons. Besides just his first time out, also just the fact that there is yet another Orion female on board, and having to prepare for whatever happens when Tavani does what Tavani does.
All right.
So I have to define what this is that Tavani does. Excuse you. I told you it'd take a minute. I'm running pure SSD.
It's good.
There we go.
We were just
It's perfect now.
yeah, we were just going over Lamostra, the counselor, is
Yeah, 'cause I can see this text right here. Tavani's not important. Excuse you.
I was just saying that I was going to move on to the next scene because your character wasn't involved.
Okay.
And that it was a scene between Lamostra, the counselor, and the chief medical officer as they are working together.
Okay, that's fine. Go.
And yeah, and Lamostra is an empath, so she can feel people's emotions. So I was asking Tavish what his emotions were.
It's the type of thing to ask. You know what he's thinking.
Yeah, the general mood that she'll get off Tavash is anxiety.
She appears slightly worried about your anxiety. Like you can tell that she gets like slightly worried, but you're not entirely sure what she thinks about it. But she nods at you and continues. Oh, actually, she would motion for you to continue out the door, as you are technically her boss. If you want to get very technical.
Tavash will make another salute towards the captain and head out on the way towards medical.
All right. She catches a ride on the turbolift with you as well, which kind of makes it a little awkward. She's like, didn't think this one through, did I? But anyway, moving on. Bridge crew. The pilot, Lenara, sits down at the helm, and Devani, being the navigator, sits at the what is it called? The console that is, because the navigator console and the piloting helm are connected to each other, like right next to each other, so they both sit down. And
Desk buddies.
yeah, they're desk buddies. Devani says, plotting a course, Captain, for Starbase 12. And the captain is standing next to the command chair. And he says, good, Devani. Lenara, once the course is plotted, let me know. And he actually will turn towards you, Kyber, and says, would motion for the command chair. He says, would you like the honors?
Me? I don't want to presume.
I remember what it was like being the XO on a ship. Might not have been one as new as this, but it took me about a week before I was able to sit in this chair. Or, well, one of these chairs. I'd rather not be that kind of captain. Go right ahead.
Zadia can feel that I get a sense of giddiness from me.
I feel your giddiness.
I walk up to the chair and I kind of like touch the backrest a little bit, just kind of like feel the material.
It is smooth. It is
Oh,
very nice. It's like
okay.
it's like
Nice.
like a weird combination of silk and velvet.
A real Corinthian metal. I slowly begin. I take my seat with caution, and under my breath, I kind of whisper out, "Over 100 years," and then I look over to Lenara. What warp level do we have? Is this a warp 5?
You are given permission to warp out at warp 5. Yeah.
Oh, I guess take us out to a safe distance.
Yeah.
I guess would be technically. Lenara, take us out to. I guess. Take us out to open space.
Aye.
And prep for warp 5.
She nods, and you see her fingers running over the Elcars quickly. And soon after, you feel the gentle tug of the engines as she turns them on, and you guys start heading forward.
Jenny is just giggling in her chair, like super ecstatic as she hears the engines rumble. You like Zadia gets this emotion from Jenny that this is the most exciting thing that Jenny has been looking for, more so than sitting in front of the captain or meeting other crew. This was what Jenny was waiting for.
For reference, Zadia can read. She reads thoughts, not emotions. You can only do one or the other,
okay.
not both.
All right. Well,
it's your counselor.
Jenny is just talking about it in her head, and it's like a stream of excited words in her head.
Which is admittedly for the bridge crew, that is the general feeling of, not feeling, but like the general consensus is everybody is excited for not just being the first crew to be on this ship, but the first, they're heading off to space dock, and they're excited for what their future holds. Very quickly, your pilot gets you into position, and Lenara looks back at the captain and you, Kyber, and she says, "We're ready for warp," and then turns back to her console. The captain gives you a nod, Kyber.
I kind of grip the sides of the armrests a little bit. Fire it up.
I was wondering what you had said. All right.
I know. It's hard to think of one when like it's like I was gonna say let's bust, but
ooh, I like that one.
Let's bust.
Let it bust.
I like that one. All right.
No, so
Let it
yeah, I
bust.
think I'm gonna say fire it up.
And
I give the 2 fingers or like 1.5 finger like go kind of.
Yep. And she hits the button. You hear the slight whir of the engines as the view screen that is currently showing you the stars takes on that typical warp blue with the white stars flying by. And nothing immediately happens, other than, heading to warp. The captain looks at you and kind of chuckles, and he says, "Admittedly, when I was in your position, I am not... proud was the other word. I'm not ashamed to say that I kind of made a joke out of it. Got punished by my captain for it. I said let it go."
Let it go. I give a little chuckle. I'm sure that it was a fun time. How do I know how long they were in that they've been a captain?
They have been a captain for only 2 or 3 years. But they have been XO of a couple of ships for 10 to 20, no, not 10 to 20, 10 to 12 years.
How far out into the quadrants have you been?
I once did a diplomatic mission into Klingon space, to Klingon homeworld. But that's about as far as I've been. Sorry, you would actually know that this is his second captaincy. He was a
Second. Okay.
yeah. So he was he was. This is his second captaincy. He's only been a captain of a ship, one other ship.
I know this is probably already late to ask, but any advice
He chuckles and he says,
on how to be a captain one day?
He'll chuckle and say, admittedly, it's all up to you. My advice doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good for you. The only advice I could give is don't try and piss off your crew. Your
I look
crew-
around and I'm like,
He'll say, your crew are your family, are your friends. They'll have your back no matter what.
I give a subtle nod, and thank you. Thank you, Captain. Would you like your seat back? I
looks around.
get up, like
No,
halfway.
Yeah, he looks around. He says, "Well, the ship hasn't exploded yet, so I think I'll let you have the seat." As he claps your hand on your shoulder. If you need me, I will.
No cursing my engines.
He chuckles. He says, "Sorry, Jimmy. I wasn't cursing your engines. I was not cursing, but brain making a joke about the structural integrity of your ship." He turns back to you, Kyber. I'll be in my room if I'm needed.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're gonna time skip a little bit. Again, you're only supposed to be on this ship 24 hours max. You're heading out to, like I said, Starbase 12. So you guys have done a full rotation of your duties. This is now technically the later half of the 24 hours that you were supposed to be on your ship. You've all had a nice sleep, and you are all once again back in your positions on the ship. Kyber, the captain has been very lax. He's pretty much let you take the captain's chair for this entire time. Mainly stating that he knows what it's like not being able to take your chair, or well, not the chair, but not being able to sit in the chair, so he wants you to savor the feeling of being able to be in the captain's seat.
I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, you would know that is very uncommon for captains, but not out of the realm of probability. Especially, like I said, you're only supposed to be on the ship for 24 hours. You don't know what your next captain will or won't be doing, so.
Just so Jenny's on the engines. What is Zadia?
Zadia is your chief science officer.
Chief science officer, okay. If I was going to ask, just a status check of the ship at this time, who would I ask?
Depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for just general status of the ship's well-being, you would ask Jenny. If you're looking for a general status of crew, it would be Tavani, I think.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Yeah, that would be. It would either be Tavani or your tactical operator, your tactics.
Okay. I look over to Jenny. Jenny, could I get an update or a status check on the engines?
Okay. Oh, Jenny's muted. And Tommy is muted. Whoops.
Sorry, I was having issues. Say that one more
Could I, Jenny, could I get an update on the ship's engines or just
Everything
of
is
the flight?
Actually, Jenny, just because we can, this would be an amazing time to get start building some momentum. We'll make this into a roll.
Yeah.
Make this a insight plus engineering roll. And because you're going to be using the ship's systems to figure this out, I would like somebody else who is not Jenny to roll for the ship.
Am I allowed to use a focus since I have
You
a
are
starship expert for that
One
dental?
100% allowed to use your focus as long as it comes into play.
Mhm.
I would say your
You said it's
diagnostics focus would come into play here, but it's
I have multiple focuses that
you
would
do
work.
you do have multiple focuses that would work.
Yeah.
But yes, you are able to whichever focus you think comes into play. Who would like to roll for the Dentalian? And did I
can
put
roll for
this? All right. So Mumbles, we'll say that this is a computers plus science roll. Right.
Okay.
So in the USS Dentalian on the character sheet,
Yeah.
you would click the computers,
Okay.
and then in the departments you would click the science on roll 20.
Let me see. Oh,
Okay, so my complication range and task roll is 1 and
Com-
2.
Complication range is 1, task roll is 2. Yes.
Okay.
All right. This is a difficulty 0, by the way, so we're just looking for how many successes we can get.
So what am I rolling again?
This will be computers plus science.
And this will be a d20.
Oh, yeah. It will be. Do you have roll 20 open? Just.
Yeah.
All right. You have the USS Dentalian like sheet open.
Yes.
All right. So on the right hand side where you see dice roller, complication range is 1. Starship task total is just 1, and then you would click on the little button next to Starship task roll, and it will roll for you automatically.
Starship task.
It should be like the little ink Star Trek symbol.
There it is. Okay. And it'll be 2.
It will be 1 because the ship is assisting.
Okay. There we go. Cool.
All right. Oh,
Oh. Hold on.
Assuming I did it right, but I have no idea.
no, you're fine. You did that correctly.
Okay.
Just for some reason, the ship didn't want to roll correctly.
Do they have to highlight any of the attributes or discipline or the ship's
They are
attributes?
highlighted.
Well, they are.
Yeah. Oh, good mumble
Well,
zero.
the roll is right. That is not a successful roll. It just didn't show properly.
Yeah, it just didn't show properly, and for whatever reason, this ship is rolling 2 dice anyway. So, oh, there it goes. Now it worked. And you got the same roll that I did when I was testing it.
Okay.
All right. So apparently, I'll have to double look at the rolls, but I think the ship is only supposed to roll 1 dice. I'm gonna take that 2 because I'm gonna be nice. So you guys got a total of 4 momentum. Multi-sided. Choose side. 4. There we go. Actually, here, I'll actually make this bigger so that everybody can see. I'll drag it more center of the map. There we go. So there's your 4 momentum. And on your character sheets in Roll20, you can mark that as well. You guys now have 4 momentum. Alright, so yes, as you were saying, Jenny, the ship's systems are performing optimally.
Yeah, my engines are doing great.
Good. I am a little not a bit slightly tense, but getting a little bit more comfortable as the time as our space travel continues or our trip continues.
Yeah. So, there is about 4 hours left in your journey to Starbase 12. Everything is going perfectly fine. Fumbles, as you are looking down at your console and kind of like listening to the general thoughts of everybody in the room, because literally you can't turn that shit off, which is kind of funny. All of a sudden, in front of you, like in front of the ship, because you are also, like, as science officer, you're also working with the sensors. In front of the ship, there is a giant anomaly that just appears in front of you. You get the ability to do one thing, and that one thing does not necessarily have to be talking. You can, like, talk and do something else.
Okay.
Some, like, just general options. You could try scanning it. Like, I can tell you right now, even if you, like, warm somebody, you're gonna hit this anomaly. You're gonna hit it. So, what you could do is you could try and scan it, get, like, whatever information you can from it. I need to mute the music because it's way too chill right now. You can, like I said, warn somebody. You can try and scan it. You can try and brace so that if you're not entirely sure what this anomaly is going to do to the ship, so
Yeah. So I'm just immediately going. If I already know that no matter what I do, or what anyone does, we're gonna hit it. I'm just going to call out brace for impact. There's an anomaly right in front of us. Captain.
all right, everybody on the ship here. Well, everybody on the
What are you gonna
bridge
say?
hears that. You wish, or you're gonna brace.
Mhm.
Roll me a. This will be a fitness plus. We'll say security roll. For
Okay.
everybody who wishes to brace, this will also be a fitness security roll on the bridge. So,
Okay, so how do I hit that button? You have to tell me what to hit though.
so Tavish, you're probably not on the bridge right now. You are most likely in medical.
Mm-hmm.
So you are not being alerted to this, but everybody else can. Crane, in your character sheet
Yes.
on Roll20, where it says attributes, click on the fitness. Don't click on the number. Click on, yeah, and it turns
Yeah.
pink or like a darker pink.
Okay.
And then
security, right?
and then security. For reference, everybody, this is difficulty 1, but you are rolling with 2 dice. So where it says task roll, do the 2, and then
complication range 1.
complication range is 1, and then the task roll is. All
I
right.
don't think I have any focuses I can use, so I'm gonna go without a focus.
After
Wow.
hearing the call to brace, that's only for everyone on the bridge currently
On the
that can hear it,
bridge,
correct?
correct.
Is it possible to use my action to open comms and repeat brace for impact?
Yes, but you would not be able to brace yourself.
So I'll probably go flying.
Potentially.
I will do that.
All
I
right.
will not. I will. Oh no! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna sit right out the seat. Oh no!
All right. So you open
That's
a hail to, well, not a hail, but you open
I open up the comms to the entire ship.
to the entire ship and brace for impact.
Yes.
All right. Tavish, you hear the calm chirp of the intercom, and then the
Ding,
X,
ding.
and then you hear Kyber's panic voice. Brace. Yeah.
Brace, assholes.
All right.
No. Brace for impact.
All right. Kyber, you are not Kyber. Sorry, Tavish. You are now able to roll a fitness security check to try and brace yourself if you
Tavash
wish.
would only brace if there wasn't a current patient. If there's a current patient, Tavash would try to aid that patient.
There is no current patients, though you get the feeling that after this there might be. All right,
I
so
feel like
Uh,
Zadia might be following fluid.
That's so that one that they roll, just so I know, is that a critical success or is that just
no,
a
so
success?
that is just a
Okay.
normal success.
Okay.
The critical successes will usually turn green, while
Okay.
critical fails will usually turn red. If you look at Zadia's real quick,
So
you'll
Zadia's flying
notice.
into the windshield.
Oh no!
Quick, Zadia, be my pillow.
It's too bad I couldn't make a roll to grab Zadia and wrap her up. And
Yeah,
let...
if you see
Yeah.
Zadia's starship task, if you hover over the 2, it's green.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh yes, sorry. In this one it works with that. So
I don't
yeah,
see
it counts as 2. Sorry, the ones like your critical successes will turn to 2s instead of turning green. I apologize. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So 1 equals success, 2 equals a critical
critical
success,
success.
a 0 is a fail, and a red 0 is a critical fail.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. Okay, cool.
How
I'm
does
on
one-
board now.
one g-
Zadia is just massively distracted by everybody panicking.
correct. So someone who can spell better than I can. How does one spell complication?
COMPLICATION.
COMPLIC.
LICATION. You're welcome.
I have to
Is that
type it.
helping
so
me?
you're-
That's
I guess
weird.
there's no roll for me to grab Zadia by the back of his shirt as he goes flying.
No, there's unfortunately not that.
I got one hand on the console, the arm is like grab Zadia by the back of his shirt.
Yeah, it's because this is just happening so fast. You can only react to, like, you only get one reaction.
I guess that means I'm picking Zadia up like a princess and killing you in the mid.
All right, so
My hero.
what happens is, continuing the scene,
Mhm.
you all brace, and Kyber, you are lucky. Your ship, the ship actually, like you see, because you're sitting in the command seat. Actually, technically, all of you would do this. So you all technically would have gotten an assist. So Zadia, let me actually roll for the ship for this real quick.
Mhm.
I think that's a fail on the behalf of the Dentalian as well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, so the rest of everybody on the bridge who's currently on the bridge crew, you are currently sitting in your chairs. The ship manifests because there's holographic stuff that actually can interact with people. A harness, so you all are like suddenly get just strapped in and like pulled back into your seat. Zadia, yours fails and is unable to grab you as you are thrown forward across your console.
Me and I'll take a look at that later.
The rest of you, mainly you, Kyber, you watch as the stars in front of you suddenly start flipping. Like, instead of they're doing their normal, like, coming at you, they are now, like,
Yeah.
going around you in circles.
That's not right.
As you are all thrown. You're not entirely, you who are looking at the command, like, through the view screen, can get a better view of the view screen, can see,
Uh-huh.
you're pretty sure whatever you just hit through you in warp, which means you're not entirely sure where you're about to come out, let alone what's about to
Oh.
happen to the rest of the ship.
Oh, no.
And then as you are also, like, flying, you turn and you see the one person who was standing, not in a seat, is the captain. And he is starting to float. And he, like, you can see on his face, like, he's floating and his, like, body goes horizontal. And you can see on his face, he's, like, calm, collected, but you can see in his eyes. And Zarya, before you hit your head, you can hear his thoughts like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You can see in his eyes, Kyber, he's freaking out.
Oh,
And
no.
he, like,
Ugh.
reaches out a hand for you.
I try to reach out.
You're able to grab a hold of his hand, and as you're like kind of pulling him back toward you, well, would you like just grab it or would you pull him toward you? That's a good question for me.
Oh, um, I would try to grab him for sure. Um, I don't. Yeah, just
It should be noted
I
that
don't know if bringing
sorry,
them together.
it should be noted that in to your right is the
The
XO
chair.
seat where you would
Okay.
normally be sitting.
I grab him by the forearm if
Mhm.
possible, and then I try to kind of jet him over to the exo chair.
All right. So as you grab a hold of him and are like moving him to try and that's when the ship stops, and you see the captain drop, and you hear a sickening crunch as you look
Shit.
down. His neck is very obviously broken as he is now looking straight up toward the ceiling.
Oh.
Zarya, you gain an injury called
Oh.
concussion as you hit your head as you went over your console. Everybody else, you're fine. You get a little bit of cuts and bruises. Actually, I need to look at some things because I just realized some of you succeeded very well. Jenny, you actually succeeded very well, so we actually get one more momentum. Because the difficulty was 1, and everybody succeeded with at least 1, except for Jenny. Except for Zadia with 0. But Jenny got actually 2 successes, so that generated an extra momentum.
Yay for
so
rolling 2 5s.
I have a possibility of preventing that injury.
Mhm.
So I have the talent precaution,
Mhm.
prevent an injury or breach taken.
All right,
That
so
was taken.
yeah, so how exactly would you you just mainly you can still use it, just mainly like tell me in the narrative how you help
Yeah.
Zarya not recover but avoid this injury.
So, is it possible that I have like a secondary override seatbelt or something?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you
So
definitely from the
so
seat you could be like you hit the emergency like science emergency button and that will like yeah we can just say that you lock her in
Yeah.
before she's
So
able to.
in the moment before that happens, I see, because since I had gotten the message from Zadia, I saw that her automatic hard light or whatever it is
Yeah, it'd be hard light.
uh seatbelt didn't trigger. So with one hand when I hit the comms do that, I also almost broke the button hitting the override physical seatbelts to trigger.
All right, so yeah, you so Zarya, instead of flying forward over your console, you feel like you were about to, like you definitely like you rose up from your seat, but you feel the harness snap over you and you quickly pulled down into your seat. So you actually
Well, that's great.
avoid gaining that injury.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, there was no way to avoid the injury
Yeah.
for the captain as he is.
Seems like a super injury, as we call it.
He is no
That's
longer
what
the
we call a
captain.
plot.
Call it a spiritual injury. Don't got it anymore.
Tavish, you are fine. You succeeded. Then you have like 2 or 3 nurses in medical with you. They all were able to like sit down in a seat and strap themselves in. You very quickly start getting beeps from all over the ship about concussions and like you get people like being dragged in from like they must have been standing like near medical as people are like dragging other people in, being like, "Doctor, we need you."
Bosch will start delegating out to the nurses, get people in beds, do a quick evaluation, see who needs the most urgent care immediately. I want to note Tavash does have the focus composure, so he's pretty good at keeping his calm during the chaos that he knows is coming.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I would say we could make like a roll for. Well, I mean, we can if you want to. It'll be up to you guys. You are currently one away from your guys' cap for momentum. If you want, you can. Well, Tavish, if you want to roll for like a medicine check just to see like, eyeball. Sorry. Just to see like how well you can manage everybody. You can, or if you want to we can just hand wave it because you do have high enough medicine that, like just gaining one momentum so that you guys could get to max, or you can roll. You don't have to roll for it. We can just.
I'm fine hand waving it.
All right. All right. So, Avish, Avs, you are. Well, I should say, Kyber and everybody else on the bridge. You currently have a dead captain, and as you are all well. Kyber, as you are like looking at the captain and like looking out at the well, no, as you're looking at the captain, your navigator, Devani, Devoni, he's like, Captain, and he like turns, he's like, oh, and then he like looks towards you, Kyber, Captain, I don't know where we are.
Jenny,
That was going to
can
be
I-
my first question to you. I ponder if it's important to tell the ship that so everyone knows that I'm the acting captain or not, or
That is up to you.
while
I would.
Kyber ponders this, can Jenny start running diagnostics on the ship?
Yeah. Um.
I see Ginny working at lightning speed on the console, and I could assume that they're running
Ginny.
diagnostics.
Reading Kyber's thoughts, questioning if he should immediately tell the rest of the ship about the death of the former captain. I quickly inform him that we should probably wait until the initial. What's the word?
This pandemonium of the situation.
Yeah, the initial panics is settled before we create more.
I nod and I'm like, "You're right." Devani, keep trying to pinpoint our location. I call down to Tavash. Tavash, what's your status?
Busy at the moment, trying to manage casualties. I'll have a strong report for you and the captain within the hour.
Good. If you need anything, reach out immediately.
Acknowledged.
I look over to Jenny for a status update of the ship.
Yeah, we're having a basic for a second. So,
So
when you're rolling a check like this, is it better to have more d20s?
Normally, it depends on the difficulty of the check. The difficulty of the check at the moment is 3. So, that is going to be up to you if you want more than just your normal 2 dice.
Because I get as I know my ship, when you attempt a task to determine the source of a technical problem with your ship, and I don't know if there would be I mean, like, I'm trying to determine if there is a source of a technical problem in the first place. Would I be able to use that I know my ship engineering talent to add the first bonus d20?
Yes.
Which
Yes, you
my
get your
talent adds it for free, so that makes it 3
yes.
dice instead of 2.
Yeah, that is completely up to you. If you wish to use that or not. In this particular, so the difficulty of this check is 3. And I was going to type this out. It is up to you what you want to use. This will most definitely be an engineering roll, but it will be up to you what you want to use, between your attributes, what you want to use.
I'm going to use reason because that's one that seemed to go hand in hand with engineering stuff as I was building the character. plus one of my higher stats. So
Yeah.
um,
Uh,
I will
so
roll.
I just want to point this out, mainly during tasks. So I do not tell you guys normally, other than like very specific circumstances. I do not normally tell you guys what you roll. You guys tell me what you want to roll, and then you describe how you do that, like how it works in the narrative. Obviously, for like a reason plus engineering roll, you're using your knowledge and what you know of the ship to do engineering. It's like that's very obvious what it is. But if you wanted to use like insight engineering, you would have to like uh tell me how that would work in the narrative. This game is very much focused on narrative, not on like crunchy mechanics. Though it does have some crunchy mechanics. But anyway, to answer your question, yeah, you can get that free D20 if you want it. If you want to spend momentum to get more D20s, that is up to you. The difficulty of this is 3. And to answer your question about the complication range, unless I state otherwise, the complication range will always be 1. The only difference is, and I forgot this when we were doing a previous roll, the complication range for the Dentalian is actually 2 because she is a experimental vessel.
Okay, so saying the difficulty is 3, is that
You need
does
to
difficulty equal complication range
no
or
difficulty. So you
no?
notice, for example, how in the previous rolls, Tavish, he got a 0 and a 1. The difficulty of the task for the fitness plus security was a 1. Tavish only got 1 success on that roll. So you need to get either 3 1s, a 2, and a 1 in order to beat a difficulty 3 roll.
Okay, so in this case, if I rolling 3 dice and do not crit pass, I will fail right off the bat.
No, because you are also being helped
If I
by
hit.
the ship itself.
Oh, okay.
You're also being helped by the ship
Yeah.
itself. So the ship could give you a success, but it also could fail. And
Okay.
you might how this game works is you can also like people can help you and they can also add successes, but they can also add complications, which is if they roll a 20. And the same with the ship is the ship could also add complications as well.
Would the group be okay with me taking one of our momentum? Assuming on here that I am going to replace it whether I pass or fail.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so I get 1 for free, and then I get to add an additional momentum. I'm going to take an additional die from momentum, so I'm rolling 4 die.
All right.
So that's task roll is 4.
Yes,
Correct?
task roll is 4.
Okay, so I will roll this. Feel free to take the momentum out of the ship now, or out of our group's momentum now.
All right,
No,
that's 4
maybe I did great.
successes, and
Okay.
you add it back.
Yeah, and then from the untapped potential, because I succeeded and I brought an additional die, then I gained a bonus momentum.
Oh, and you get a bonus moment.
Yeah, no, it's part of the untapped potential. Whenever you succeeded a task for which you brought 1 or more additional dice by any means. Oh, roll a d20 after the roll. I haven't done that yet. I need to do that.
Yeah, I was supposed to say that didn't sound
Roll a
right.
d20 after the roll.
Oh,
Yeah, if you roll equal to or less than the chosen attribute.
gain a bonus momentum, but if you roll higher,
Yeah.
I get 1 threat, which is my momentum, so the
Okay.
DM momentum. So you are back at 5. And I have been given a threat, which is good because in order to kill your captain, I used all of my threat.
Okay.
You evil bastard.
I mean,
Sorry,
you
trying
did
to understand some of these talents as we use them too.
Yep, that's completely fine. I knew that
You
we
learn
would.
for the good of the group.
Yeah. All right. So you have done that, and you have succeeded your task. You are looking at the ship, and you realize that your sensors. Well, I should say, yes. Your sensors have taken a breach. and so has your structure. So the integrity of your ship is currently damaged. But it's only one breach each. And so how breaches work is you need time in order to repair the breaches. You can, like, during combat, you can send like a damage crew to to patch it, but it's only like a quick thing. You will need time to patch an actual breach, but you don't need to go to like a space dock. You can on the ship. You can just you can repair it. It just takes time. And if I remember correctly, I think it's 6 hours per breach. Is it per breach or? All right, 1 second. Let me.
And we're all kind of getting used to what we're doing. So
Correct.
it's all good.
Serious damage to the ship and or.
No, me. Do you think that Jenny would be mad if I walked up to Jenny to ask how it was going?
I think Jenny would technically ignore you right now
Damn, that's fucked up.
All right, so
because
Not
her
in a footy
baby is
way.
now injured. Her baby is injured.
not in a flitty way, but in like an actual how is the ship looking?
Yeah, well, that's what Kyber just asked. So.
yeah,
I
so
mean, like going up to your pants.
Yeah, so Jenny is very Captain, the ship's been breached in 2 different places, but there are sensors in our hull. I need to dispatch teams to go repair that.
Make it so.
And you can see Kyber or Jenny's like, her leg is like bouncing up and down, like she wants to go repair it herself too.
all right, so
I,
sorry, just real quick.
stay in that seat.
Yeah, just real quick. So it says, and if you wish to look at this as well, Nami, because this is kind of your department, in the core book on page 312, it's in a little blurb called about long-term repairs. It says a single breach can be repaired within 6 hours of work if the repair teams can work undisturbed, no task roll is needed, and the work is completed. If there is peril or time pressure, the game master may ask for a task, normally control plus engineering, with a difficulty of 3 reduced to 2 if that breach was patched. Taking about 6 hours to complete, a ship can carry out a number of simultaneous repairs equal to the ship's engineering rating. So your ship can repair as many breaches as your engineering, which your engineering is 3, so you could repair up to 3 breaches at one time. So you would know it's going to take about 6 hours before your ship is fully repaired.
Okay, I assume Jenny would know whether or not the ship has to like land somewhere while we're doing these repairs, or if we're allowed to stay in the space.
You're able to stay in space.
Okay.
Actually, you would know that your ship is too big to land on a planet, so but yeah, no, you're able to you know that you're able to repair the ship in space, and there won't be any need.
Landing on a planet depends entirely on the size of the planets nearby. I'm assuming this, if needed, you could always ask someone and be like, "Hey, find me a planet big enough for us to land on." But at the moment, that's
not needed.
Yeah, it's a captain's gonna be about 6 hours as they work on these, unless I can go help speed that up.
Understood. I need to ponder that for just 1 second.
As the captain is still lying dead on the floor in front of him.
Existential crisis.
I was about to say, yeah, at this point, now that the ship has stopped, everybody but Zira's like emergency buckles have devirtualized or whatever they do.
I'm gonna start wiggling at my buckles.
I'd probably walk up to Zadi and just tap the fucking buckles to make them go away.
Man.
Rip them out. Done.
No, we're not rip them out.
That's why they're broken in the first place. No, I'm kidding.
I have 4 engineering, ma'am, and 4 security. I think I can figure out how to disable the damn emergency buckles.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that hard. You're able to hit the button and it.
I'm immediately
There you
gonna go
go.
towards the now deceased captain. Looking like basically just like look him over and make a direct.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, something I forgot. Someone needed to roll for the Dentalian for Ginny's roll because she would have been assisted by the ship. Someone make me a computers plus engineering roll, please, for the ship.
I'll do it.
Okay, you got it up and run it.
Engineering, and then just one.
Just one. Oh, well, yeah, there's one. For whatever reason, the ship rolls or the game rolls twice, but I'm only taking one. All right, the one. So you are actually able to get full momentum because the ship would have. There you go.
Beautiful. Okay.
Love it.
But I'm gonna make it like a direct ping to Tavash, telling him that we need a dispatch up here.
I'll send
the
one as soon as
captain
I
has
have
died.
one free. Wait, what?
The captain has died. We need people up here.
I'm on my way.
Would it be possible for me to just carry it down to Tavash's medical bay? Just pick him up over my shoulder.
If you want other crewmates to see the body.
Okay, maybe I won't do that then. I never said Tavani was the most non-blunt.
So yeah,
That's
Tavish.
what Tavash is for.
Admittedly, Tavish, the most pressing injury on the ship would have been like a broken leg that was like sticking through the skin, but your nurses are well trained enough that they were able to they're able to pretty much reset it with just you like watching them.
Yeah, I figure I just had to get the organization going, get everything set up for triage, so that they had a proper procedure to go through. I figure I could probably head up to the bridge real quick to check on that outrageous claim.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you quickly make your way up to the bridge. And yeah, laying on the floor in front of the captain's seat, his hand still stretched out towards the seat itself because Kyber was holding on to him, is the captain who is his neck appears to have been snapped or broken. Words are hard. Both are true.
I look towards Tavash and I ask, "What do we do?"
Tavash looks at Kyber. I believe that's your call.
I look at him. I look at Tavash. It's like essentially prep the body for as best can for transport as one would do if we lost a D crew member on the ship. but keep it private. Get a small team that you trust, or actually Tavani, I'm gonna or Tavani, escort Tavash and make sure that you shut down. Make sure no other crew members are on the path to the, I guess, medical morgue, essentially.
Are the transporters still active?
Transporters are still active, yes.
Okay,
Transporters. Okay.
We could transport the body directly to medical. I can meet it there.
All right,
got
Tavani,
a bus?
you go first to make and to clear the room, and then
bus?
Tavash and
We
then
can't
late
clear the
captain.
room at the time, but I do have a bay that I can prepare. Give me
Okay.
5 minutes.
Perfect.
You got it, little brother.
At the end of that conversation, Vesia, your tactics officer, she, Captain, I
Yes.
believe it would be prudent if we went to yellow alert, and it wouldn't be entirely suspicious as something. The rest of the crew know that something has happened.
Entirely correct. Thank you. Set us to yellow alert.
Aye, as she hits the button on her console, and the lighting in the room, actually the lighting, I think for the entire ship, it changes for the entire ship, or at least you'll see it in the rest of the ship.
I don't have that soundboard.
It's
What
good.
the-
It's
I
good.
only have red alert.
It's all good. The ship goes to yellow alert. The lighting in the cockpit, not the cockpit, in the bridge dims a little bit, and you can see the flashing, very dull flashing yellow light, signifying that the ship is currently in yellow alert. And the shields activate. They are. There does not appear, because you are most likely looking at it, Jenny. Your ship shields activate and are currently at full power.
Shields are active and working at full power, Captain.
Heard. I look over to Devani. Have we made any headway on our current location?
Things are a little difficult over here, Captain. Sorry, I don't know why I've taken on an Irish accent for him.
Iris.
He says things are a little difficult over here, Captain. With the sensors being damaged, I can't get a accurate read on where we are.
Are we able to send out any probes?
Tactics speaks up, and he says, "Yes, we could." Actually, hold on. Was that in character or out of character? I'm sorry.
In character.
Then yeah, Tactics would speak up, and she says, "Yes, we can send out some probes. If that's something the captain wants." As she looks over at Captain.
Yes. If we can spare it, yes.
So out of character, the game doesn't track sensor like how many sensors you've sent out. It just tracks that you have sent them out.
Okay.
Or probes, sorry, not sensors. But I do believe that this is a science thing. So this will actually be something that you're going to be rolling, Mumbles. I just got to look for it.
Good thing that Zadia wasn't flung against the windshield.
Yeah.
To be fair, she wasn't
Sounds
going to be thrown against anything. She was just going to go tumbling over her console and just knock her head against the ground.
Just face roll the keyboard. It's fine.
Kinda, yeah.
Tamai never misses a moment to fight with Zadia to see what side of the buckles. There you go, darling.
Thank you.
Alright, so...
Savani's just gonna flirt with every female on this ship.
Probably not.
Alright,
That was a playful flirting, okay?
I'm just saying, the only member on the ship that is male's related to you, but the females are not related to you, so you know.
It's perfect.
This is what I call
I'm
pod
kidding.
racing.
Alright, so
Pod racing.
I need someone roll for the Dentalian. This is going to be a sensor sweep action for you, Mumbles.
Okay.
So you are going to roll a Reason plus Science, difficulty 2, because the sensors are currently damaged. And I need someone... Ooh, excuse me. I need someone to roll for the Dentalian a Sensors plus Science roll.
I can try that. Since I don't. That way I can just practice rolling.
Yep.
So I would click on and bring up the Dentalian
Yep.
sheet. Do I need to change the as at the bottom of the chat,
That doesn't matter.
or will it now? It
It,
doesn't.
it,
Okay.
it will win. Yeah.
That's the suit.
So this needs to be
Sensors plus science.
sensors plus science, and then challenge or complication.
Complication range stays as 2 because the
Two.
Dantalion is an experimental
Okay.
ship. And then the task roll is just 1 for now.
1. Okay.
Right, you guys got 3 successes.
That's how we do it.
So what this currently is a.
Oh wait, I didn't roll yet. Sorry.
Oh, you haven't rolled yet. Sorry, I thought you did.
How's that?
3 successes. Okay.
Okay. That's my old roll.
Hell yeah.
Well, it was the same amount of successes. All right. So you guys can now do. Well, technically, this is mumbles, but you guys can always pitch in. It's called momentum. Well, not well. You guys know what momentum is, more or less. It is the obtain information. So, if you look at the reference card that I sent you, the rules that I sent, on page 4, there is the personal conflict momentum spends. But it doesn't just have conflict, it's pretty much all of the momentum spends that you can really do, and one of them is obtain information. You can ask the GM, the game master, a single question about the scene. The question must be related to the task attempted. You scanned for where you are in space, more or less, and well, yeah, just where you are in space. And the game master must answer truthfully, but doesn't have to give complete information. If there is no information, your character could determine the game master may answer you don't know, but they must refund the momentum spend. You guys currently have 3 momentum just floating that you can use for this, and then you have your full 6 momentum that if you guys come up with any more questions other than the 3 that you just got, pretty much you get 3 free questions and then 6. So yeah, you can ask me 3 free questions, 6 questions if you want to dip into your momentum, and you can do this as many times as you want. Well, until you run out of momentum. Once you run out of momentum, you can't ask any more questions. Or until you run out of
Where am I being this? Where's the rules thing?
So if you go into resources, in the Google Drive that I've posted, there is a SDA2E game toolkit.
Reference card?
Yeah, reference card.
Okay.
And then on page 4 of this shows you the obtain information and most of the different.
Okay.
Yeah, and most of the different. I think these are most, if not all, of the different momentum spins that you can do. Not just in combat, but also out of combat.
Okay.
Do our sensor probes currently give any pips?
Well, they do, but what are you looking for specifically? Like, are you looking for constellations that look familiar? Are you looking?
Yeah.
Okay. There are some constellations that look. Actually, sorry, no. There are no constellations that look familiar. I apologize, my brain. All right, so that's one of your 3 questions answered.
Could I use my well-informed talents to take a closer look?
What does your well-informed talent do?
It says that I have contacts everywhere, and I listen to news and rumors from far and wide. At the start of a scene, I may add 1 threat to ask the game master 2 questions about the situation or location, as if I had spent momentum on the obtain information spend. The answers I receive will be knowledge I've gained from my contacts and the news and rumors I've heard. Is that something that I can do in this situation?
I would say no. This is not something that you can use currently.
Okay. Okay.
Also, it should be noted for all of you that if you just click on, yeah, you don't have to like click on the little cog. Well, you can click on the cog wheel to like minimize them, and then you can click on the names to just open them. You don't have to keep clicking on the cog wheel. But yes, so unfortunately, well-informed it doesn't come into play here. And normally, like it says, it's normally at the start of a scene. It is technically the start of a scene, so that was a brain. Technically, a good way of doing it. It doesn't come into play here, because there is no news or contacts that you have currently out here.
You have no idea where you are to know if you even have contacts out here.
Correct.
Okay.
But yeah, so that wasn't one of your obtained information spends, so you still have 2 questions that you could ask. And anyone
else?
I was about to say, if
Question?
anyone else wanna?
Closest star system?
Closest star system. There is
How far away is it? What's it look like? I know we probably won't recognize exactly which one it is,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
how far away it is, and like if we in what kind of base star system it is, might give us a reference point.
yeah. So it is a um single star system, so it only has 1 star. It is there are 3 ice giants, and nestled in between one of the ice giants and the sun itself is what looks to be a M-class world, so a habitable world. Uh, and I can't think of anything else that would. Oh, there is one thing that your sensors do tell you about this. Well, your probe tells you about this M-class. Well, like seeing this star system. There are lights moving around in space.
Are there any ships nearby?
As your probe zooms in on, pretty much you have like the probe view pulled up on the view screen. That's the word I'm thinking of. It like zooms in and it shows you that one of those lights is a ship. And they do not appear to be moving toward you at the moment, but they are gathering.
Can we tell the origin, like which species the ship might be, or which the make and type of the ship?
So I will give that to you, or like I'll count that as your, because that would be your the any closest ship would have been your last like free information spend. But I will give this to you for free as well. There is no known species, like no known warp capable species that makes these ships. Try saying that 5 times fast. Yes, so these people are they appear to be warp capable, but they are not known to the rest of the universe.
Okay.
You have stumbled upon a first contact situation here.
Oh dear.
That concerns Tavani specifically because of
What was that?
that definitely concerns Tavani, but also intrigues me based on my background, if you remember. But and that hostile conflict. It's an alien species. So Tavani might be a little bit concerned.
I pose a question to the entire bridge. Constellations don't look familiar. There is a habitable world potentially in the next star system over. And right now we have a ship that is in the vicinity, but doesn't seem to register on any of our, I guess, databanks. Um, Tactical, what are your first thoughts? This is, or I guess it would be Vicia.
She kind of or not smirks, but like she like gives you a smile. Considering you probably got her name right, even the DM can't pronounce her name right. Uh, you would know, like I said earlier, that she said if you can't pronounce her name, just call her Vanessa. Most
Oh.
people in the academy probably did. So she gives you a smile, Captain, and she says, it depends on if they're friendly or not. At the moment, I don't see any reason as to why we should contact them. As Aaron quietly looks for what the terms are for, what's it called? Not Protocol 1, it's something like that, though.
Directive, the prime directive.
The Prime Directive, thank you. I gotta relook at the terms for the Prime, what the...
All the directives.
Yeah, well, so technically, this game works on, like, every mission, technically, the system, it works on every mission that you guys go on will have, like, your mission is is something to go either up against or to, like, it's supposed to add, like, conflict to the game. I'm, obviously, you are not able to get missions from Starfleet, so every, like, quote-unquote mission, so, like, every session that you guys have will have a different like goal, with the overarching goal being to get back to known civilization.
Mhm.
But the Prime Directive is a directive that is always going to be in play. That is always something that you guys are going to have to either go up against, work around, manipulate it a bit to what you need it to be. So I need to look at the different that has not achieved. That's fine because these guys are obviously warp capable.
Tactics is tactics security, or
No,
is
tactics
that
is
that's strictly
tactics is ship to ship combat, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Your security officer would is I think security officer is hand to hand combat and would be the one that you kind of talk to for what is tactics and security are practically the two people here that you would want to be talking to.
Okay.
But
Attack, combat, and knives.
yeah. It says these features achieve the yeah, so
Where's the
section.
boom?
Hold on, I'm just going to clip this real quick. Well, actually, I'll clip all of it, but everybody can get it real quick.
Mhm.
It is two of the sections of the Starfleet Directive 1, Prime Directive. Thank you, Brain. I will put this in resource just so that everybody can take a look. Section 1 will not come into play here because these are very obviously people who have the same, if not slightly the same development level, either in technology or society. But Section 2 would come into play here.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, so your first officer will tell you, and I'll read this out for everybody in chat. Section 2 of the Prime Directive says if a species has achieved warp capable technology or a society that is warp capable, or has been exposed to warp-capable technology, no Starfleet crew person will engage with said society with species without first gathering extensive information on the specific traditions, laws, and culture of that species civilization. Then Starfleet crew will obey the following. A. If engaged with diplomatic relations with said culture, will stay within the confines of said culture's restrictions. B. No interference with the social development of said planet. She pretty
Mhm.
much just like reads it as if she's reading it from a book.
She
So we,
memorized that shit.
Yeah, got it.
man, sure as hell fucking dude.
It's kind of her job to remember that.
Uh,
The basic
Okay.
Tavani's job is to sit down and shut up until we forget what's going on.
Yeah. For right now, keep the shields up as we make repairs, and we'll keep an eye on the current ships nearby. I don't believe I would not. I don't want to trigger a first contact at this point.
Your tactical officer nods. And so does the rest of the NPC bridge crew.
Yeah. I guess we couldn't scan the ship, could we?
Too far away.
Okay. Just checking.
Speaking of, you guys are out of 3 questions, but you do still have, if you guys want to ask any questions about what you can scan using your probe, you can still ask me some questions about that if you wish.
Okay. Can we? Never mind.
I was about to say, if you want to move on from this, from like, if you don't have any more questions, if you want to ask more questions about scanning, you have to send out another scout.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions, or do we want to keep on yellow alert as the repairs are taking place?
I'd say keep on your alert until we assess the situation and go
Okay.
from there, Captain.
If we send Jenny down to the engines, will that be able to speed up any of the repairs?
Mechanically, no, but admittedly, I would probably say yes. Like, depends on how hard Jenny rides them, but
I mean, would it be bad if Tavani went with her to keep her from riding them too hard? And to
Well,
inspect it with.
For Jenny, it's not that she would ride them hard; it's that she'd be like, "Okay, you get out of the way. I know how to do this better," and then she.
That's
does
probably
it better.
also why Tavani's going
That's
down
what she'd
there.
be doing. She'd be like, "You
Tavani's
go
your
help them on
escort.
that. I do this." But that's
Tavani's
because
probably also
you
your
know,
escort too.
engineering is what she knows. So. But I mean, that's entirely also up to the captain on
Yes.
because right now the only reason she is still on the bridge is because interim captain was like, Jenny, stay in your seat, kind of. So it's like, yeah, no, she's
yeah,
she's here right now. She sent crews to go work on it, but
Mhm.
um,
Our ship can't move, correct?
it can move.
It can't move. Okay.
Yeah, it can. Your
the
engines
ship is
not
still
warm.
flight capable, but the sensors are gonna be down, and
Yes.
Jenny's just gonna relay to Kyber the locations of the 2 like breaches that we had, so that maybe if he does or if she does make an announcement to the ship, just to let staff and personnel know to kind of avoid those areas, so the staff making repairs can work without interruption. Um, which as a player, I'm thinking that might also be a good time for Kyber to make an announcement that due to injury, you're going to be the interim captain.
Very true.
And you don't have to say the captain is dead. You just
Yeah.
due to injury.
I take that
Unforeseen
counsel.
circumstances, maybe. maybe call it unforeseen
It's
circumstances.
an injury. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
unforeseen-
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I would think maybe at this point enough time has passed that it would be more beneficial to not really mislead the the patrons of the ship about the previous captain's uh, current position.
Mhm.
I would. It might be more
Well,
beneficial at this point to
so
state
feasibly, Sunday,
the real facts.
how much time has passed since we got shunted out of hyperspeed or whatever
Since you got
out of the
spat
block?
yes, since you got spat out of warp, it's probably been about 30-40 minutes. It has not been
Nice.
super long.
I think I'm going to um, put out a message to the ship saying, "Thank you, Exo Kyber here. At this current time, while we are still in yellow alert, please avoid." And then I put in the sections of the ship.
Section 12
Um,
and
se-
Yes.
what was the other one?
well, Section 12 is where the breach and the
The
structure
breach.
is. The
Okay.
breach to the sensors is just like an out, like on the whole type of
outer.
thing.
Got it. I tell them to avoid section 12 for breach repair and to keep on alert. And during that time, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
And then Jenny, feel free to go down and help out or take charge of the repairs.
I would advise maybe having Tiffany escort her, maybe. So she doesn't do everything herself.
I look
Because
to
she knows she
Jenny.
will.
Do you would you feel better with an escort?
She's gonna say no, you know that, right?
Yeah, the escort's probably not needed. But Jenny will jump up to from her seat and kind of like almost dash off the bridge.
Okay.
I told you.
And like Zadi in her head, she's getting "my baby's hurt" from Jenny's thoughts.
I should probably go check in with Tavash. Then
Yes. That is a good choice, I say to Tavani.
as I am also security.
As I say, as you say that, Tavash, you have finished preparing the bay for the captain's body.
And then he feels a shiver run down his spine. He says, I know what's happening.
Tavash will open a channel to the bridge. Captain, the bay is ready for transport.
All right. Begin
that
that process.
I thought he was already down there.
And yeah, so you I should be noted that medical does have their own personal like transport pad. Oh well, it has technically two transport pads. There's one on the like in the kind of in the middle of medical, so that people can like in emergencies can be ported directly to medical. And then Avish, you have your own like personal like medical transporter. So the body of the captain just pretty much appears in your personal transporter.
Could I be transported along? And then I'd probably just transport right after. I'd probably head down right after to converse with Tavash about it. I imagine. I don't know if that's me transporting in after the body, or if that's me taking the turbo lift down.
I think I would also I would also I guess relay to Tavani during times of mass injury, we could have situations where the crew might not, I don't say listen to command, but might get distracted. Please go down and just ensure and just de-escalate any situations of inappropriate behavior.
You got it, Captain. I'm on my way to annoy my little brother. I mean, I didn't say that.
Um,
I'm gonna
I'm
check
pretty.
real fast.
I'm pretty much calling upon my focus of Oh, I deleted the thing. All right, gotta re-open it here.
Oops.
Gosh, delete it. Why is it not here anymore? There it is. My focus of crisis management to try to make sure that everyone is kind of keeping on board with their main task and not trying to, I won't say make a scene, but get distracted.
Yeah.
I guess the best way to say it.
So with Jenny, as you appear, not appear, but as you head down to the different breaches and are kind of like begin to like uh physically oversee, like obviously you can't be in two places at once. So it's actually a good question. Which one would you oversee first? The breach to the superstructure of the ship or the breach that to sensors?
The first one, I know sensors are important, but I think you said the other one was the breach to the ship itself, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that one would take precedence.
Yeah.
Because we don't want that kind of stuff to get bigger.
Yeah, understood. So you oversee the, admittedly I was going to suggest the more important one of the structure. Having bridge crew around, like you could tell when you first walked in that people are like gossiping. I'm like, what happened? What do you think happened? Oh, the ship probably hit like an asteroid or something, you know. Pretty much they're just like slack jawing, but they're still working. But when they notice you, they all like straighten up, they all quiet down as a member of bridge crew is actually down here. And obviously uh their chief. And so they're now like quietly just like working as best as they can.
Let's just fix my ship first, gossip later. She doesn't actually say that, but like,
Yeah.
She thinks it. She thinks
fix
in her
ship
head.
first. Ship first, gossip later.
All right. So, you guys quickly get about working. The rest of we're going to time skip a little bit here. The rest of working on the ship, it's Jenny, for you it's a bit like it hurts because your ship got hurt and now you got to fix it. But for the rest of you it's a very tense time of not knowing what's going to happen. But also another of like you don't know where you are. It's very tense and stressful situations. Um, not Tavish, sorry, Tavani. As you are walking, kind of through the ship, as the captain had asked you to kind of keep an eye on everybody. Uh, People are dealing with the stress of the situation in ways. You have caught a few people in closets and had to tell them to, get back to work. But it's nothing that
Nothing concerning.
yeah, nothing like there's no brawl starting. Like no one's trying to like fight people. It's just like people trying to relieve their stress.
Everyone's just unnerved, is all.
Yeah. You do like a couple of people like because you were on the bridge when it happened and you were bridge crew. People who like recognize you and know that you're like bridge crew, like they come up to you and like, what happened? What did we hit?
We at this time we are not entirely sure we hit, but we are doing our best to find out. Please continue doing your jobs.
And they like, oh okay, yeah. And they're like, obviously the moment you like walk away, they're like gossiping with each other. Like, oh, we must
I
have.
look back and glare at them. Give them a
Just walk
glance.
right back into the room. Just excuse
No,
me.
I turn my head as I walk, and I just give them a look. Like, what did I tell you?
Uh,
But yes, that is kind of how everything for the next couple of hours. That's kind of just how it is people are uh either they're working and are, like I said, dealing with their stress in their own way. Obviously, not everybody on the ship is working all at one time. So the people that aren't working at the time, you have heard Tavani as you're like walking through the ship, that those of the lower decks have kind of set up a video game competition. They're like, you don't really get details, but there's like some kind of competition in the one of the holodecks that like you're the point of the game is to like pick a game and get higher score than either one of the other video games or like one of the other players. Um, one of the one game that does keep popping up, and it's like a very old game at this point. Well, a very old series at this point, but Mortal Kombat has popped up a couple times that people have been playing.
See, cracks her knuckles. I better take a look at this and investigate the. There's not
Yes,
anything untoward.
yeah.
Cracks her knuckles.
So as you walk into
What?
pretty much as you walk into holodeck 1, you pretty much walk into as you walk into holodeck 1, you walk into a scene that is like you have people who are kind of sitting in a circle, uh and all around you it's like a mountain, like big mountains, like you can see like you're slightly above the clouds are like under you. And standing in the middle is a guy. He's definitely one of the crew. Uh, but hold on, I don't remember my Mortal Kombat characters very well.
Do I? It's fine.
Yeah.
Genji,
So one of the people,
get the Hanzo.
one of the, no, I was thinking like Raid or
Sonic?
like Raidao, but I'm like, no, that's
Raiden.
that's Monster Hunter.
Raiden.
Yeah,
Right.
Raiden. One character is playing as Raiden, and like you can see like the hat, the staff, and he's like throwing lightning.
Good.
And the other person is playing as what's his name?
I'm pretty sure we all know that Tavon is a katana main.
Oh, the other person is playing as Sub-Zero.
Of course, Raiden Sub-Zero. Definitely not a katana main. Tamani is definitely not. Nope.
And yeah, they're just like so the point of the simulation, how it works is it is like full contact simulation, but your health, like for example, the one throwing lightning can't like electrocute the other person.
It hurts probably, but not like. It's like full contact, but you know, not actual impact. Uh-oh. What's happening?
Nothing, just something.
Oh, that's Tavani walking down the corridor.
As Tavani, as you like walk in and you're seeing this, some of the other like off-duty crew like look over at you and they're like, they kind of like look at each other and then like look at you. Some like stand up and salute you, but it's obviously like they don't really know what to do. They're technically off duty, so it's their time, but you're also bridge crew. So they're like, you're a higher ranked officer, so they're like, they don't really know what to do with you.
We also established that Tavani is quite tall.
Yes.
This tall ass Ryan walks in. I imagine she's probably like, "You're off duty at ease. Keep to respect."
They just like nod and sit down.
I don't think they know that Tavani likes playing Mortal Kombat.
They most likely do not. At the end of the fight, though, you come in near the end of the fight.
at first it looked like Raiden was winning. The player who was playing as Raiden was winning,
Mhm.
and then Sub-Zero just like whips out a combo that just wipes out Raiden, and Sub-Zero wins. And there's like,
In Tavani's head, she's impressed.
hmm you then realize like who this person is. It's actually a member of your crew, like of your of security.
Then what if I told you about using my security training to beat up the non-security?
But he's
Clicks her
part.
tongue sticks in him.
He's like, but ma'am, well, sir, part of he's tactics. I had to beat his ass.
She considers it. I let it go this time.
People are just kind of chuckling. Yeah. The security guy is just like, you. What do you, what's happening? What is everything okay? Is they're like stepping toward you and like the visual representation of like Sub-Zero like fades, so he's now in his off-duty clothes, but he's himself. He's not walking up to you as Sub-Zero.
Pretty much just say everything's fine. We're currently investigating. No need to worry. I'll let you know if I need you.
Okay.
Very much.
What are you doing here then?
I heard rumors of a Mortal Kombat tournament. I wanted to make sure everything was above board and told her not to fight.
Oh,
She says under her breath, told her not to fight.
he's like, do you want to go around? I'm sure we'll. You know what? I'll fight you. As he kind of like he tries to size you up, but he is significantly shorter than you are.
I'm at least like a head and neck taller than him.
Yeah. He's like,
And my biceps are probably as big as his head.
I'll fight you.
No, not big
As
as
he's
head,
like
but,
looking up at you.
Got fucking thighs for arms. I mean, if you want, but I don't know how well that's gonna go for you. Well, I would hate to beat up on my crew members. When I say crew members, it would be staff, my staff, right?
Yeah, your staff.
I'd hate to beat up on one of my staff.
What
if you're offering?
He like looks at you. Consider it training.
cracks her knuckles.
After all, if you can't beat up your staff, who can you beat up on this ship?
Would I be Katana Man, or would I be that big 4-armed demon though?
That is up to you. As you are deciding that, we're gonna switch scenes real quick. As back on the bridge, Kyber, you get a call in from one of the crew members. It's a complaint about Tavish. He claims that Tavish has treated him roughly and disregarded his complaints.
All right. Is this a private, like only I can hear it, or is everyone else can hear it?
It's a official report. Like
an official report. Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It's
name officer.
Pretty much sorry, I should say it was the ship. The computer like informed you.
Oh, the computer. Not okay.
Yeah, the computer informed you that a complaint against your chief medical officer just came in. And as you are looking at it, the name of the officer is it is a human by the name. Oh, excuse me. His name is Andrew Johnson.
So an official complaint just came in for Tavash. Or against Tavash, yeah.
Against Tavash.
Against.
And it when you like, okay, let me go talk to this person. Where are they? It's currently says that they are in medical.
Can I open a call to Tavash real quick?
Yeah.
Just him.
Yeah.
All right. I open communication. Tavash, are you there? Are you free?
Yes, Captain.
Um, we're following all correct guidelines, treating our um, uh, infirmed patients. Is that correct?
That would be correct, Captain.
All right. Has there been any that stood out to you?
The worst injury aside from Captain Lucas was a broken leg that I had just finished working on. That crewmate will probably have to take the next few days off.
How did you treat this broken leg? Only out of
Mm.
curiosity, of course, on my side.
Typical measures: bone regeneration, cellular stimulator. It's just going to be a little weakened for
May
the
I
next few days.
may I know the name of the officer? Unless
I
HIPAA is still a
believe
thing, I don't.
uh,
The name
Officer
Not on my ship.
Talani, I think it was. I think her is how you pronounce her last name. Talani, something like that. It's an odd spelling. Vulcan.
All right. Have you? Okay. Thank you. I cut communication. Um. So what was the name of the person? It was something Johnson.
Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson. Official complaint. What's the official complaint? What extra information is that?
There is no other information. It just says
It's
that
just that.
yeah, he says that he went down to medical for an injury, and that Chief Medical Officer Tavish ignored him and he was treated roughly. But ignored his injury and he was treated roughly.
Okay. Um. Is it common, like, to handle? I guess I'm just trying to think. This is out of world play. I'm trying to think. I guess I would say that would be something that I guess I would be the main person to confront. Chad smiled. I would be the main person to confront the
Yes.
officer. Okay. I send a message to the officer. I guess main like email or message
Yeah.
system directly to them, telling them to meet me at in one of the conference rooms.
It does not take
For-
him. It does not take him very long to get there.
All right. I go down and first I look over. Let me see who's on the ship. I'm gonna say. So Tavish isn't there. Only person. Well, I guess there's the other. Let's do this. Zadia.
Yes,
Until
sir.
I'm back on the bridge, I'm gonna put you in charge.
Understood, sir.
Let me know if anything comes up. And then oh yeah, just don't mention anything if you haven't already got the hint that we're not gonna say anything about the captain right now.
Will do.
All right. So I go down and meet this Andrew Johnson.
Out of character. Since your chief medical officer is not able to talk to you at the moment, considering this is a report against him, may I suggest grabbing your other medical officer that would be completely good
Yeah,
here?
that sounds great. I grab my other medical officer. Send a
Yes.
message. I send a covert or a private message to them to also meet me.
Yeah, so Momestra sends back a confirmation saying, I'll be
I
there.
forgot. Yeah, I was thinking counselor. I'm like, that's not right.
Yep, your well, no, she is your counselor, but
Oh, okay.
She's also a medical officer. If you want to
Oh,
get
okay.
technical, she may deal with the brain power, but she's still technically a medical officer.
Got it.
Uh,
Yeah. So I sent a message to Lemestra.
yep. So yeah.
I meet
Um,
Lemestra or I wait for Lemestra outside the room so we could walk in together.
all right.
Officer,
Captain. No,
Can I
actually,
step in real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Out of character, when Officer Johnson does report, he would have been treated by then.
Understood. So she would say, actually, she would say, XO.
I'm gonna need. We're going to talk about. We're going to. Sorry, we're going to meet with our officer Andrew Johnson here to discuss his medical treatment. I would like you to sit and observe for right now, and then if I require any extra information, I will look to you if that's okay.
She nods.
Okay. I open the door and have her walk in first.
She walks in, and you can hear a, oh, hi. As he, like, you can hear the start of a whistle, and then it quickly gets cut off when you also, like, walk in behind her.
Officer Johnson,
XO.
you made it here faster than I thought, which is good. Prompt is always an asset. So tell me, what exactly happened with your attempt to get medical treatment on the ship?
So yeah, you should be noted that he has a, it's not a cast, it's a pretty much just a brace on his hand.
Okay.
He tells you that he went to medical because he swore he broke his hand, or like he broke his wrist, and he goes to medical and he says, your medical officer, he sees me, tells me that I only have a sprained wrist, and that's not not medically important and won't affect my duties. He's using air quotes as he's saying this. And he says,
Is he using both hands to do these air quotes?
yes, his hand isn't, he's moving his fingers
Moving
on
his
both
fingers,
hands. And he's like, not medically important and won't affect my duties. And I'm telling him it hurts, and even if it's sprained, he needs to do something about it. And he says, I have more important people I gotta deal with. And, I'm trying to tell. He's obviously downplaying this. You can tell by his voice he's trying to downplay this. And, I'm trying to tell him it hurts and it will affect my duties. And then suddenly, he knocks me out.
I I turn I hold up one finger and then I turn my back to him to kind of sidebar with Lemestra.
Yeah.
And Lemestra, did you see anything that is related to the current, I guess, deposition of this officer?
She tells you that, Captain, I can tell from over here, just again, a reminder, she can feel emotions, she can't read minds. She says that he definitely is overstating his injury. It may be because he has already been treated, as she motions toward, not motions towards his hand, but motion towards her own hand. But his pain is not that bad. Not to mention, I haven't known Tavish for very long, but he is the chief medical officer, and if he says that his injury was not bad enough to need treatment, or as he kind of motions toward, she motions towards the officer, as he says, ignored him, then it most likely wasn't a critical injury.
Okay. I nod and I turn back around and put my finger down. Thank you. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. And I just needed to talk. We had to talk about something from the a different about the a message from the bridge came in.
You know,
Can I look and then kind of get a little insight into um where they're around, or what they, I guess, what they look like and what their kind of position is? Just a basic
Yeah.
look at,
So
just kind of read them.
yeah, you pretty much like you have a data pad. You just like type in their
Yeah.
name in the logs and they pop up. Uh,
Does it
instantly.
have anything along the lines of their favorite hobby or something that they like or
It does have some basic like rudimentary information.
Mhm.
Mainly because they were going to be here for 24 hours, and the ship does have like chef. It should be noted, your ship does have like chefs.
Yeah.
But they also have like replicators, so like you can like replicate your whatever food that you would want if the chefs can't make it. And it tells you like his favorite food is something sweet. Probably like cheesecake or something.
Is there a replicator in this room
Yes, there
by
would be.
chance? I go over to the replicator and I looked at him and go, it was cheesecake with blueberries? Was that right? You're not a strawberry person, are you?
Raspberries, Captain, or EXO.
Raspberries. You know what? Sometimes they always get these things messed up in our data pads. And I type that into the replicator. And while it's being made, I kind of look at him like, you know what? We want to make sure that we're always treating all of our officers with the highest respect. And, I'm very happy that you were able to give me this information. I want you to know you can always send that up to the bridge, even if it is towards an officer. And I'll have you know that we keep it confidential when it comes to these things.
You can tell you are like not preening him, but you're coaxing his ego. It should be noted that when you looked at the data pad, he is his department is that he's a pilot, but he's not like Nala, who is like the head, like the pilot, like the bridge pilot. There's like the A pilot, which is Nala, B, which would be like some other person I haven't named yet. Then there's the C pilot. Then there's the D pilot. He is the D pilot. Like, he is fourth in line to pilot the ship. He is not like he's not important at the end of the day, but like you can tell he has that like pilot ego.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're definitely coding.
Yeah.
You're stroking it at the moment.
I thank you. I tell him, I saw that you're on the pilot tracker in that team. That's great. Did you know that I actually, when I first started Starfleet, I actually was in a lot of the pilot courses, and I did pretty well in them, but operations was a big thing too before going into the command track, which I see that you, if I remember, like I thought I heard your name come up when I was there in San Fran.
That gets him excited.
Which means that you have an impeccable reflexes, because I mean, even just to be at your level, like it has to be above just even the basic, I would even say, the dexterity of the medical officers. And I kind of look over to Lemestra and kind of give her a wink with the eye that can't be seen from Sans, and look for her to kind of an approving nod. I then go, and you know what? We're gonna take another look at this here in a minute, but first, it's stressful right now. I was always told by my mom, have a little treat, take a minute for yourself, and then we'll get back to it. I pick up the cheesecake, and I walk over to the side of him that is the one that says like the opposed broken arm.
Yeah.
And I intentionally let the plate slip to see if he would go for it with his broken arm.
Oh, 100%. He like, oh gosh, and he like, he grabs it with technically both hands, but the one that's like holding the plate in
Uh-huh.
Yeah. His a non-broken hand is just to, like, steady the plate in general, but he's holding it with his quote unquote broken hand, and you do see like a little bit of wince of a pain, but it's very obviously not broken.
Great reflexes you have there.
Oh,
And it looks like you're an impeccable healer, which I think that is one of the best things one can ask for as a kind of a virtue, or one that we don't.
Yeah.
Not something we can choose, but we have. If you don't
As-
mind, how's this? You finish that cake, and then you go back to work.
when you mention like the impeccable healing, he like looks at his
Yeah.
hand, looks at you. He's like, "Oh, the medical officer. Not medical officer. He wouldn't have said that. One of the nurse that helped me. She's amazing. Helped a lot, and she must have helped fix it."
It's amazing.
As he's like puts it down, and like you can tell he like very sheepishly starts to eat the cheesecake.
Finish the cheesecake and maybe give me the name of that nurse when you get a moment. I always like to commend my officers. You have a great day, okay? Remember, finish that first, take a minute for yourself, and then let's all get back to work so we can get out of here.
You too, Captain. Again, he just like he doesn't speed up necessarily, but you can tell that he's like starting to chew a little faster.
I give a nod and I do like a little like motion gesture to Lemestra to feel free to exit first.
And that she does.
I close the door behind us. I'm like, thank you. You were very valuable in there. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, Captain.
All right. Is there anything you need of me?
Just to remind you that after a very traumatic experience, such as the ship nearly potentially, whatever happened, make sure that you schedule an appointment with me.
Of course. You can right as I'll do that immediately once I get back up. Once everything else is taken care of. And I do we both go back to the bridge? Or is she back
She's
to
not
the
technically.
main?
She's not technically.
Oh,
Bridge
she's not
crew.
bridge. That's right.
Yeah.
I walk her to the med bay, and then proceed back to the bridge.
It should be noted she has her own like office. Because she is, while she is technically part of the medical crew, she is the ship's counselor, and so like her
that's
stuff
right.
is technically kept private
More
from
medical.
everyone, even the chief medical officer. Other than you technically have the authority to like, I need to see your records, but you need to have a good reason for it.
Then I just walk to, and then I don't go inside.
Yeah.
I'll call if we need anything.
She gives you a nod and says, I was about to say, have a good day, Captain, but that's not exactly what she would say at the moment. She would say, I hope you get the situation settled, Captain. Oh, fuck, not Captain, XO, sorry, I'm gonna keep tripping until you actually announce to the crew that you're the
No,
captain.
you're totally good. I'll just, I kind of like it as a slip, like I can get the feeling that there's something else.
I mean, she can technically kind of like sense shit, so like it wouldn't be like she can sense the fact that you are slightly morose. I think that's the correct word.
I
don't think
I
it's...
give her a very subtle nod, and I try to hold back a smile, but also a sense of like I need to do better at not outing myself right now. And then I say good day. And head back to the bridge.
Yeah, she heads back into her office.
Cool.
All right. So that was the end of that. I'm skipping.
Just a heads up, there is like about 5-6 minutes left before Jenny has to head out.
Correct.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that is correct. Then we can quickly set up for next session then. So time
Oh,
skipping.
yeah, you can you
Go
can
ahead.
walk us through filling out the notes bits too.
That,
Yeah.
yes, that is a thing.
Oh
So
boy.
I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Well, a little bit more, I should say. You, Jenny, you get the ship fully repaired. Your repair teams are able to fully repair the ship. The Dentalian no longer has any more breaches on any of its levels or decks. And as you do that, it seems, Captain, you get a message from Devoni, or if you're sorry, you would be on the bridge. So Devoni, you see Devoni is like this entire time during all of the repairs. Devoni has been like tapping away on the Elcars. He has been
Yeah.
busy. He has not gotten up. But once you get like confirmation from Jenny or the repair crew, whichever one would have messaged you, you see Devoni. He is still typing away, but he's now like he reaches over and like taps a little bit like in a place where like when he first would have done it, he like would have tapped over here and then got back to work. He taps over there again where you guess like that's the ship feeding sensor information. So he like taps over there a little bit and then goes back to tapping on his Elcars. And he says he kind of raises both of his hands. He's like, "Woo! Oh, Captain!" as he turns around.
Yes.
I figured out where we are.
Tell us.
Kind of. We're in uncharted space. he
Yeah,
looks
figured.
excited. So
Yeah.
if you, all of you, once again bring up the Star Trek map.
Star Trek.
If you scroll all the way to the right, or if you zoom out and scroll down, or again look over, depending on how far you have to zoom out, you're looking at the more specifically the red part of the map, which is the Klingon Empire.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Love it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you see where the legend is on the map?
Yeah.
How the box with the red that is like there's part of the legend is in the box. So that's the box that we're gonna. He's like he pretty much tells you that there's recorded like constellations really far out that he's able to find, and the constellations are in that star system. Where you guys are pretty much if you put your mouse on that like box and then move your mouse to the right until you get to pretty much the right side of your screen. That's about how far away you are from known civilization.
The
Oh, no.
rightmost
Hold on here.
where like it says the Klingon Empire, like where it's
hold
like going across the screen in those boxes.
I have. Give me 1 second. I'll stream it on Discord real quick, just so you can all see
yeah.
what I mean.
I mean, you could also technically stream it on your stream, but
True. Actually, hold on. This isn't working. So this box right here. Yeah. If you move your
Top right
screen all the way about over here, that's where you guys are. You're in uncharted.
conceptual.
You are in uncharted space.
Extremely uncharted space. Okay.
Extremely. And yes, I will.
I like to think that he just like shows us a map and then walks away from the screen 12 feet to the side and just points to somewhere over here.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly what it is. It's like somewhere in
Perfect.
this over here. Let me just get this set up for stream real quick so everybody else.
Yeah.
Well.
That's a long ways away.
Correct.
How long would it take us to get back to Federation territory?
At max warp, I would guess about 200 to 300 years.
I
How
kind
the
of
fuck
lean
can we
back in
not
my
know?
chair for a moment, and I kind of in a smirking manner, just like, anyone here live that long? Anyone? Max lifespan? Anyone?
The Trill, I believe.
Don't hold on, don't Trill live like
So
kind of an average?
They
the
get
parasite
implanted.
of the Trill can live who knows how long, the symbiote, but the main body doesn't, so that's how they kind of switch, but they can pass on memories. Vulcans live 200, 300 years, something like that.
All right. Is Jenny? Are you back on the bridge?
Sorry, just real quick, everybody. For those of you on stream, you can see that this is the box that I was talking about. They're about over here. It's very far away. They're very far in conceptual space.
So we got like black hole off to the fucking fight, right? I think I got Empire or something like.
Deep in the
Not,
beta
not
quadrant.
black. Yeah, I mean not black hole, but like wormhole or something.
Is Jenny back on the bridge? If not, I call her to get back to the bridge to debrief.
It's probably gonna be
I was
like.
gonna
me
say,
too.
just for convenience, we will say that Ginny returned to the bridge.
Cool.
And
Well, but Tavani's
as
still
you
beating the shit out of people.
you are probably still beating the shit out of people, Tavani.
We haven't called her yet.
As Mumbles, your character is still doing sensors. There is a sensor ping, as something within long range has long range of the ship has pinged, and as you kind of tap on it on your screen, it is one of the ships that I had mentioned previously has apparently closed distance, and they are now within long range. And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Actually, I think what a fun
Alright.
day. Probably she'd only have like 2 matches because it wouldn't feel very satisfying to fight a bunch of enlisted. They're probably not a very big challenge.
Actually, there is one of the pilots would have given you a run. Well, not a run for your money, but it was definitely you kind of had to be like, oh, I got to be a little serious here.
So I might have fought them a couple of times, but like